Hopefully that this yesterday's glitch will not happen again. Okay. So the first thing is you need to install Node.js. So some of you are on Windows, some of you are on Mac. What you need to do is go to this particular page, Node.js install. Okay, you will see this official website, download Node.js. What you need to do is come to this particular page. If you're on Windows, it will automatically select the right one for you. Okay, so on the for Windows, you want to install the MSI option, which is this one. So if you're on Windows, it will show you this MSI option. Okay, make sure you are selecting the correct architecture. Okay, now if you're not sure which architecture you have to select, so it depends upon your Windows. Okay, so most modern Windows require x86 or 64-bit. Or if you're having a very older Windows machine, then only you want to go with x86. Okay, now if you're not sure how to check your system architecture, this is what you have to do. Go to settings on your Windows machine, go to system and about. It will tell you what architecture you have. Okay, so depending upon your architecture, you can choose the version. Okay, now in the case of Mac, okay, what you need to do is majority of you are using a latest version of Mac. So anything that is above M1, like my Mac version is M3. Okay, nowadays we have M4 also. So any Mac version greater than M1 onwards, it is an Apple Silicon based Mac. For Apple Silicon MacBooks, you want to download ARM64. But if it is an older or an Intel based Mac, so Intel based Mac is a very older Mac. Some of you are still using that, maybe 2015 MacBook or maybe 2017. Nothing wrong with it, right? But in that case, you don't want ARM64. You want to download x64. And this is how you check your Mac processor. Go to your Apple menu, click on this about this Mac, and you will be able to find out the processor. Okay, so everything is written over here, guys. Okay, if you follow this instruction properly, you should be able to install Node.js properly. Okay, so after installing Node.js, so some of you, what you are doing is you're trying to find out if Node.js is installed or not. So you already have your command prompt open. So after installing Node.js, what you need to do is close the command prompt. Why? It does not have access to the latest version actually. What you need to do is close the command prompt, reopen it again. If required, maybe open it as an administrator. Now, if you type node space -v, it should show up. You don't want to set those environment variables automatically because they're set automatically. You don't want to do it yourself. Okay, so this is something that should be done automatically on its own. Okay, so okay, guys, I would request you to please stay muted. Okay, so this is how we can install Node.js, which is a very simple installation, guys. No challenge whatsoever. So everything is written over here. Okay, see each and every step. So suppose in the worst case, if your let's say path is not set on Windows, what you need to do is this is where your Node.js is actually installed. C drive, program files, Node.js. Double click on this Node.js, copy this path. Okay, and then open this edit system environment variable. See, I've even mentioned the screenshots also. Everything is written over here. Okay, this particular screen would open, click on the environment variable, set the path. Okay, so provide node underscore home and whatever is the path that you copied, just use this path. Click on the OK button. Okay, and then install the Visual Studio Code. So everything is written in order. Okay, just follow it and your Node.js and Visual Studio Code should be done. Now, coming to Playwright. Till almost 5, 6, 7 days back. Okay, so Playwright used to give this particular option. Do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? But what I have seen is like since last 2 or 3 days only, looks like Playwright have done some major change. Nowadays, we don't see this particular option. Do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? Okay, and some of you are also telling me, Piyush, I'm not getting this option. So looks like they have changed something just 2 or 3 days only. Okay, still till 7 days back, we were still getting this option. Okay, so Playwright is going through very major changes also. So things will change, guys. So which is not an issue at all. Why? The concepts are going to remain the same. UI might change, which is okay. Don't worry at all. Okay, so by default, it is downloading as a TypeScript project. So don't worry if you're not getting this option. Okay, the only thing that is important is after installing Playwright, you should see the folder structure like this. That is important. If you're seeing a folder structure like this, like in majority of you, you will not get this config.js file. You will see playwright.config.ts, which is TypeScript file. Okay, so that's the only difference. Don't worry. Okay, so every Playwright command is going to work the same exactly. Okay, so this is how you install Node.js, VS Code, and Playwright. Okay, so I have shared this document already. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll share it again if you want. Okay, so but some of you are still facing issues, so I'll connect with them after this class. Okay, and if you still have any questions, anything, please ask me, or else we can continue with the class. Tell me, guys, if you have any questions. Is it fine? No questions? Okay, so let us continue from where we left actually. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll share my VS Code. Not sure what happened. So you should be able to see my VS Code. So now we'll do a small recap. Okay. So yesterday we started with what? We started with primitive data types. Like Renika was saying, so somehow this recording got missed. I don't know what happened. So we are doing a small recap. Okay. So what are data types? Anyone can quickly tell me? Okay. Someone who was present. Anyone wants to try it out? Anyone?
Number, array.
Sham's, your voice is breaking. Come again.
Number, string,
Hmm.
boolean, null, not defined.
Okay.
Undefined.
Undefined. Okay.
Undefined. Okay. But what is a data type, guys? That is fine. What you said is correct. Number is a data type, string is a data type, boolean, null, undefined. That is correct. But what is a data type? How does it help me? That is something we should know.
Data type will store particular
Yeah.
value.
We can classify the data with the help of data type.
That is exactly okay. So Madhumita, she's bang on target. So most importantly, guys, data type is all about classifying the data. Okay. Otherwise, how would you differentiate what data belongs to what? This is a number. So 10 belongs to number. This is what? Yeah, this is my name. You can write your name, but what is it basically? It is actually a string. What is a string? Group of characters. What is this? True. What is it? It is a Boolean value. Okay. Or in simple words, we can say it is yes or no. There are only two values, true or false. So Boolean is basically something that can only be answered in either true or false. Suppose, simple question. If I ask you on Sunday night, I'm asking you a question. Are you going to office tomorrow? Can you answer yes or no? Can you answer maybe? No, there's no maybe here. Okay. So you can only answer in yes, you can only answer in no. And that is Boolean actually. Okay, which can only be having just the two values. Numbers can be infinite, strings can be infinite, but Booleans are exactly two. There's no third Boolean value. Null, undefined. We'll talk about this null and undefined. Don't worry about this. Okay, so we started with numbers. So what are numbers? If we talk about Java, in Java, we have different type of numbers like byte, short, int, and long. Why? Because Java...
कुछ उसको खाने को दे और वो जो केक का छोटा टुकड़ा वो मेरे को दे।
Guys, please stay muted, guys. I'll have to keep on muting you all. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about numbers. So Java was designed in 1995. I'm not talking about JavaScript. I'm talking about Java. So when Java was designed, it was actually released. The official Java version was actually released somewhere in 1995, actually, almost 30 years back. Back then, memory was a major constraint. Okay, so now we have memory in GBs, but back then, even MBs was a major thing. I belong to that time wherein I've seen that floppy disk also. Some of you may have just heard about floppy disk. I've actually seen it. I've stored my data in floppy disk too. I'm not that old. I'm okay. But what I'm trying to say is, so in Java, which is so heavily dependent upon memory, okay, so Java is designed keeping memory in mind. So that is why in Java, we have so many things: byte, short, int, and long. Everything I can store depending upon how much memory I want to use. While in JavaScript, if I want to store any kind of number, which is 50, 1.45, any kind of number, fractional number, does not matter. We can store in one data type, which is number. In Java, we have multiple data types. In JavaScript, we have only one for number, which is number. Okay. Then we have a string. Okay. What is a string? String in simple terms is what? It is basically group of characters. My name, Piyush, Piyush. They're all group of characters joined together. That is called a string. Okay. So we talked about something which is NaN. Notice that JavaScript is case sensitive. Okay, so what is NaN? NaN stands for not a number. Actually, it is an error in JavaScript, but somehow there is a small glitch in JavaScript that NaN is actually considered as a numeric value. Okay, so if you try to divide, so when do I get NaN? If I try to divide 0 by 0, this is kind of slightly odd behavior in JavaScript. If I try to divide 0 by 0, I get NaN. But if I try to divide anything else other than 0 by 0, suppose if you try to divide 5 by 0, now you get something which is called as infinity. Okay, this is slightly odd. In JavaScript, we even have something called as negative infinity. Okay, now what else we covered yesterday? We talked about that how do we declare variables in JavaScript? So this is the syntax. You use the let keyword or you use the cons keyword. Okay, so let or cons. These are the only two keywords that you should use while declaring variables. Var is also there. Technically, var is available to use, but I don't use it. Why? There are a lot of issues with var. Okay, I can just tell you one of these issues. So I can redeclare variables using the var keyword. This is silly. Ideally, this should not be done. This is the first issue. Second issue, there is no block scope of var. Some of you may not be able to understand it, which is fine. So in advanced JavaScript, we'll be talking about this in depth, why var is something we should never use. So in simple words, var is part of older or legacy JavaScript, while let and const are modern JavaScript. When I say modern JavaScript, it means anything after ES 2015 or ES6, which is a very major upgrade that happened in JavaScript. So everything is considered as modern JavaScript. So let and const part of modern JavaScript. Okay, now this is how we create a variable. Let followed by the variable name followed by the equal to. Equal to is called as the assignment operator, and this is the value. So how this assignment actually happens? It happens from right to left. Whatever is there on the right hand side, we take it and we store it on the left hand side. That is how declaration happens. So from memory point of view, okay, I think I've explained you yesterday. So allow me a sec. So I hope you should be able to see my, okay, looks like I'll share my whiteboard again. Okay, just a sec, guys. I'll share this as well. So, are you able to see my whiteboard now?
No.
No.
Okay, now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, what happens here? Whenever I create any variable in JavaScript, suppose if I do let counter equal to 10, we should understand what is happening in the memory. So, in memory, what is happening here? If this is my entire bigger memory, okay, so what am I doing? I'm creating a small box in the memory. Technically, it is stack memory. Okay, we'll talk about this in depth later on. For now, just understand that. So this particular variable, I'll call it counter. Okay, so what is the value that I'm storing inside this variable? I'm going to store this value, which is 10. Okay, so this is the value that I'm storing in this particular box. So what is counter? Yes, technically it is a variable name, but actually it is just a placeholder that I'm using to refer to this memory location where the value 10 is stored. That is the real meaning of variable declaration, whether it is Java or JavaScript. Just understanding that I'm creating a variable and storing this value is not enough. Okay, you want to understand what is happening in behind the scenes. Okay, so behind the scenes, I'm creating a small box. I'm dumping this value inside this box, which is the value. And how do I call this box? Right? How do people call you in your office? By your employee ID? No, employee ID 15, come here. No, that is silly, right? They will call you by your name, right? So I need a name so that I can refer to this box. Okay, that is called as variable name. But technically, it is a name that I use to refer to this memory location. So this might have a memory location. What could be the memory location? Maybe it can be 01xc, something like this. Whatever. We don't care about the memory location. I'm just telling you to make you understand what is happening behind the scenes. This is the real meaning of declaration. Okay. Then we talked about unary and binary operator. What is unary? What is binary? Very simple. Unary means 1, binary means 2. If I try to do, suppose if I try to do a plus b, right? A is one operand, B is another operand. How many operands are there? Total 2. Is it unary or binary? Simple. It is binary. Why? There are 2 operands. But in this case, what is plus plus? It is unary operator. Why? How many operands we have? Do we have anything on the right? No. We have only one thing on the left. That is what is called as unary operator. Okay? Very simple. So now, I've created a variable called counter1 and I'm doing what? I'm giving an initial value of 0. Okay, so same thing in the memory. I'm creating another box in the memory. I'm calling it counter1. And what is the initial value? I'm storing initial value as 0. So again, I'll create a box in the memory. Okay, what is the initial value? 0 is the initial value. Okay, what is the name given to this memory location? That is called counter1. And that memory location is actually called as the variable. So variable in actually is the name that I'm using to refer to that memory location where this value is stored. That is the real meaning. Okay, and this is very important. Lower camel casing. Okay, what is lower camel casing? Lower camel casing is basically a convention. How do I store the variable name? That is what is called as lower camel casing. Okay, so what is the name that I can use to create a variable name? Okay, so if you see here, birth here is an example of lower camel case. What is lower camel case here? So if there are two words that I'm joining, birth is one word, year is another word. Suppose if it was Python, okay, in Python, this is how I create variables. So I do this, birth underscore year. This is called as snake casing. And this is something that is Python way. But we are not using Python. Okay, we are using JavaScript. In JavaScript, this is how we create a variable. So the first character of the first word is in lowercase and all the subsequent characters are in uppercase. So if there was a third word, it should start with uppercase. Okay, now why it is actually a constant? Simple thing. My birth year is not supposed to change. Your birth year is not supposed to change. Your height, my height is not supposed to change. So ideally, it should be constant. Yes, technically I can use let. Nobody's stopping me. But what is the right idea? If something is not going to change, why not create it as a constant only in the first place? Why do we use let? So that maybe accidentally I might change this value later on in the code, right? Which can lead to bugs in my code, right? So my first preferred choice is always use constant. Okay. So and then later on, we learned about what? We learned about the global constants. Okay, so one is a local constant, then we have a global constant. What is a global constant? So a lot of you, not some of you, everyone, you must have heard about this term called pi. Pi is what? Pi r square, 2 pi r. Okay, so circumference of a circle, area of a circle, what is it? It is all about pi. It is a global constant. It is not supposed to change. Everyone knows about it. But my birth here, not everyone knows about it, only me, maybe my family, maybe my near and dear ones. That is why it is not a global constant. But this is a global constant. Okay. Anyone who can tell me any other example of global constant? Anyone?
Week.
Okay. It's the same example that we talked about yesterday, right? Yes.
Number of months in a year.
Correct. Yeah. Another example. So number of months in a year, right? Can there be 13? Can there be 11? No, it is always going to be fixed, right? So that is a perfect example. So, right, this is like a global constant. So for global constant, just use this is not upper camel case. This is completely uppercase. This is lower camel case. Okay. So classes start with upper camel case. This is upper camel case. First word is in capital. That is upper camel case. Why? All the subsequent words are in lowercase. That is what is upper camel case. But what about this? This is not camel casing. This is completely uppercase. Okay. So you should understand this. So this was a small recap for what we did yesterday. So I'm pretty sure some of you who couldn't, get to this particular recording because of that Zoom glitch or my glitch or whatever was it, right? You were not able to attend, but I hope now you should be able to get this. This is what we covered yesterday. So I think it was pretty simple actually, not difficult, right? Now, we will continue from where we left actually. Okay, so any questions still here or we are good to start? Tell me guys if you have any questions.
What's a camel case, if I might ask, please?
Okay, so Renuka is asking what is camel case? See, so Renuka, basically it is just a convention. How do you store the variable name? Okay, now if I want to store a variable, suppose I want to create a variable called first name. I can do this. I can do first underscore year, right? I can do this, say Renuka. Okay, so is there anything wrong with this? No, it is all correct, right? Nothing wrong with this statement. JavaScript is not going to throw any error. But as per the right programming practices in JavaScript, this is not how you should create a variable. Okay, so we use something which is called as lower camel case. What is the meaning of lower camel case? If there are two words, first and year, that I want to use as a variable name, what do? Okay, I'll take the first character of the first word. Okay, so it should be in lowercase. Okay, so how do I start creating? Okay, let me tell you. First, this is how I use. What is the second word? Year is the second word. But what is the first character? It is Y. I'll make it capital. So this is how. Okay, so it should not be first year. I don't know why I created first year. It should be first underscore name. So this is how I do. So if the second word starts with small n, I will make it capital. And if there is a third word, again, I'll do it as a capital. This is called as lower camel casing. This is a convention all JavaScript developers across the world use it. Okay, why? It is all about consistency. That's it. Any questions in this? I hope it is clear, Renuka.
Still kind of confused. So what is the difference between upper camel case and uppercase, total uppercase?
Total uppercase is this pi where
Yes.
everything is in uppercase. Okay. This is called uppercase, completely uppercase. This is called upper camel case. Upper camel case means only the first character is in uppercase and all the subsequent characters are in lowercase. Okay. This is called upper camel case. But this is all uppercase. Why? There is no camel casing here. Nothing is in lowercase. Everything is in uppercase. It is
So
just
when
a
we are saying
convention.
camel casing means we are focusing mainly on the first letter.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
We are
first letter.
focusing on the main letter. Why? Because anyone who looks into my variable name can understand that. Okay, this is a variable name. Why? It is starting as a lower camel case. Okay, if somebody looks at this name, they can clearly understand. Okay, this is not a variable name. This is a class name. Why? It starts with capital A. Okay, so it is all about making people understand. This is all about making people aware what exactly I'm trying to do. Okay, so JavaScript is not stopping me. I can choose class name as small a. I can use variable name as capital B, but this is a very poor programming practice. Okay, now it can be very, very confusing. Okay, if I look at this, I will never consider this as a class name. Why? I know that class names have to be upper camel case. Variable names have to be lower camel case. With practice, this will be very clear, even if you are still confused, which is okay. So any new thing you are learning, it is confusing at first, but with practice, you will get comfortable. Like, remember some of you started driving the car, how easy it was, right? I still remember when I was very confused. Should I press the clutch? Should I press the accelerator? It was very confusing actually. Okay. So this is what is very natural. Don't worry about this, guys. You will be able to understand it. Okay. So let us move on. Okay.
One
Now,
question related to the single quote, double quotes. Like,
single
does
quote,
that make
double
any
quote.
difference, string within single quotes or double quotes?
There is no
I've seen-
difference as such, Naresh. But
Hmm.
what we'll do is we'll talk about these strings after covering this number. So at the moment, we are talking about this number, then we'll come on to
Okay.
strings actually. I'll talk about this in depth. I hope that is fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, and what I would request you all is, guys, so I'll give you some window to ask me questions. Okay. So maybe after every 10 or 15 minutes, once a particular topic is done, I'll open up for questions. Then you can ask me questions. I hope that is fine, right? So that we can maintain the decorum so that everyone should be able to understand. I hope it is fine. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we are done with numbers. Now, what we'll do is I've shown you. Okay, now let us okay, it is a time for small quick exercise actually. Okay, so this is something a lot of people really love about it. Why? If the concepts are clear, you should be able to answer it. Okay, now, so I don't want people to unmute. Okay, I just want people to raise their hands and I'll handpick some of you. And this is going to be very interesting, guys. Okay, so this is kind of a quick rapid fire round. So if I'll ask you something, just keep your mouse very close to the unmute button. Okay, so that you should be able to unmute immediately. Now, this is a small piece of code. Okay, so I'm writing like this. Okay, now I'm trying to do something. Wind underscore speed plus equal to 5. Okay, and then I'm doing wind underscore speed minus minus. Okay, now question to you all is, please don't write in the chat. Okay, don't write in the chat. Just raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Okay, now I want you to tell me what is the final value of wind speed. Okay, just raise your hands. Okay, so Dhyaneshwar is raising, Ayushi is raising, Lokesh is raising. Okay, so Dhyaneshwar, okay, so, yeah, please tell me. Please unmute and
81.
okay, so the value of wind speed is 81. Okay. Okay, fine. What next one? So okay, Lokesh, yeah, please tell me what do you think is our answer?
It's 80.
Okay, correct. The output is 80. So Dhyaneshwar, it is not 81, it is 80. Don't worry if you are not able to understand and figure
No,
out
I
why.
I was thinking that we are printing the wind speed at 74th line. So I was
Right, right.
thinking that way. It prints first and then
Ah,
decreases the
okay,
value,
okay.
right?
Yeah. So we'll talk about this also. Okay. So you guys have understood. So the output is not 81, it is actually 80. Now, second question to you all. Okay. Now you can lower down your hands. Now, second question is, what is the issue with this code? Now, please raise your hands again. Don't answer. What is the issue with this code? There's a small minor issue in this code. Okay. Okay. Saloni has raised a hand. Yes, Saloni, please tell me. What do you think is the minor issue in this code? Guys, please quickly unmute yourself. Okay, this is a quick rapid fire.
Hello, hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Please tell me.
yeah. So we are using like 74 number line is incorrect because we are using minus minus means
No,
I
that is not incorrect. No, no, this is not. This is very valid JavaScript code. There is
okay,
a
okay.
small, yeah.
So we are
So
not printing the bind
no,
speed like
no,
console.log.
no, that's a good attempt, but that is not the issue. Anyone wants to try? Okay, I see some more people. Okay, Husna is there. Oh, Husna, welcome. I see you. Yeah, please
Hi
unmute and tell
there.
me.
Yeah, it's that we declared all in smaller case, lowercase, wind speed.
Exactly, Husna. Correct. So, guys, I just told you, right? How do we create variables? Please load on or your hands now and stay muted, guys. Okay. So, as Husna rightly mentioned, okay, what is the thing here? I'm using the snake casing here. Okay. So, snake casing is not allowed actually. Okay. In JavaScript. In JavaScript, we use only the lower camel casing. So, technically, this code is not going to throw any error. So, yesterday I've showed you one more thing, right? So, if there are so many lines of code, right? But if I'm only interested in running only these three lines of code, how do I do it? Just select all of it. Okay, just select these three lines and now click on the play button. So this code runner extension is now going to ignore everything else in the file. It is now going to focus only on these three lines and going to execute only these three. See, am I getting any error? No error. Right? Now, if you want to see what is the correct value of wind speed, just use console.log. So what is console.log? It is just to simply print out something to the console. This is the console. Okay. So I want to see what is the value of wind speed. I have to use console.log. Okay. So if I select all of it, clear it, play button, see the output is 80. So the output is not 81, it is actually 80. Okay. So there are some more questions that I would like to ask, and I'm pretty sure you will actually enjoy this. Okay. So for now, we are done with this particular part. And the next thing what we want to do here is variable naming rules. Okay, this is very, very, very important. So what are the variable naming rules? Sometimes this, if you're a beginner in JavaScript, your interviewer may even ask you this particular question. So what is the first variable naming rule? You should understand this. Okay, so variable names, okay, I'll write it for you, which is going to be easy. So variable naming rules. So what is the first rule? This is the first rule. Variable names cannot start with the number. So is this allowed? No, this is not even allowed actually. Okay, it cannot start with the number. That is the first rule that you should follow. Okay, now second rule. Okay, so this is the second rule. I'll write it for you. Okay, so if you're not able to see, yeah. Now if you see, my window is kind of quite shorter. This particular part is not required. What do I do? Just click on this button. Now if you see, I get the complete window to write my code. So variable names can only contain letters, numbers, underscores, or the dollar sign. Okay, now underscores and dollar is allowed, but that does not mean I will use it. Okay, we just now saw that. Should I use underscore? No. So yes, JavaScript allows it, but I'm not going to use it. So dollar and underscore, I'm not going to use it. I'll only use letters and numbers, and that too in proper casing. So this is the second naming rule that you should be aware of. Okay. So now third rule. Okay. I'll tell you. So, this is the third rule. Now look at this. We cannot use reserved JavaScript keywords. So this is something we even talked about yesterday. What are keywords? let is a keyword. Const is a keyword. Okay, so later on we'll see there are some more keywords like function is a keyword, break is a keyword. So what is the meaning of keyword? Keyword means I cannot use this keyword as a variable name. It means if I try to do this, say let space const equal to 17. See, JavaScript is not letting you. You are trying to use a keyword in the place of a variable name. Okay, so this is not allowed. This is allowed. Okay, so that is what it means. We cannot use reserved JavaScript keywords as the variable names. For example, new is a keyword. When to use new keyword? Anyone who knows when to use new keyword? Some of you from Java background?
Ob
While
object
creating the
creation.
class,
Object
create an
creation.
object,
Right.
Exactly.
allocate some
Object
memory.
creation. Allocating, yeah, this is even better actually. Yes, object creation is fine, but allocating memory. So new keyword is actually for memory allocation. Okay, so new keyword is not allowed actually as a variable name. Very good, guys. Next option. So guys, we are learning from scratch. So it doesn't matter whether you are a beginner or whether you are a seasoned developer. I'm pretty sure everyone will find good value in this course. Okay, now what else we can do? Never ever use. Okay, so this is the another rule. So I'll write it for you guys. Never use an uppercase letter for creating variables. Okay. So here I'll write always use lower camel case. This is what you have to do. Okay. So this is the fourth rule. There's a fifth rule, which is very, very important. And that is make sure that variables names are descriptive. Okay. What do I mean by this? Can I create a variable like this? Let x equal to 10. Yes, we can create. But can you see this x is a very poorly written variable name? Why am I stressing on this word poorly? Because it is a very poorly written name. Today, you might remember that why you created this X variable. But now imagine 6 months down the line, you look into your own code, you yourself will not even remember why you created this X variable. So always make sure you are using a descriptive name like wind speed. So what is the right naming convention here? Wind speed. Okay. So you have to use as a lower camel case. So this is the right naming convention. Now, if you look at this variable name, even 6 months down the line, you will be able to understand, okay, this is the variable name and what it is doing. But X is a very generic name. You cannot understand what is the purpose behind X. That is the meaning of variable names are descriptive. So these are the variable naming rules. Sometimes it is asked in interviews, sometimes it is not. But conceptually, you should be able to understand all of it. Okay, so this is what we have done. Okay, so, and yeah, as per the best practice, should I use let? Should I use const? Quickly tell me, guys. What do you guys think? Let or const? What is the first preferred choice?
Const.
Const is the first preferred choice. Exactly. Okay. Now, a quick question to you. Okay, let me come back to my console. So if I go to Google, I clear my console. Now, can I create a variable something like this? So if I just use variable name and if I simply use this, I'm not using any let, I'm not using any const. Where is something we'll never use? So what do you think, guys? Is it allowed or is it not allowed? Or what if I simply hit enter? What do you guys think? Anyone?
It's
Anyone
allowed.
who is
Allow.
Unfortunately, it is allowed, but this is a very terrible way of creating the code. Why? It is actually using var behind the scenes. So this is not something that I want to do, but technically it is allowed. See, JavaScript is actually allowing me. So now if I simply print last name, it is giving me this value. So this is not something I'll ever use. Okay, this is something for you to understand. This is not going to be asked in interviews, but something for you to understand. This is never that you should be doing. Okay. So we are done with the first topic, which is values and variables. Now we are all set to move to the next topic, okay, which is about a very exciting thing, which is coding exercise. Like some of you are very scared with coding. Like some of you mentioned that, Piyush, I really want to join this course, but I'm very much scared about coding. I don't know if I will be able to do it. Today I'm going to bust that myth actually. Why coding is damn simple. If the concepts are clear, if you know what you're doing, and if you're thinking logically, it is not difficult at all. Okay, now I have created a small puzzle for you. Okay, so this is something we'll do together. Now, what we'll do. So as a part of organizing my code better, what I'll do is I'll select JavaScript, I'll click on the first button and I'll do 2.js. Okay, now why am I creating a second file? Technically, I could have written the first file itself, Any special thing that that is coming to my mind? Why am I creating a second file? Because I want to organize my things better. Okay, so it is all about organizing things. Okay, so this is your piece of puzzle. Now look at this. Okay, so this is the puzzle, which is going to be very interesting. It looks very silly actually. Some of you might think, oh, this is very simple actually. But we are going to be learning good number of JavaScript concepts. And people who have never done coding before, trust me, you're going to love it. Okay, now, what is the puzzle all about? There are two friends, Rahul and Aman. Okay, if you don't like these names, sorry, you can replace them with any names, whatever you want. So Rahul and Aman are two friends. They're trying to compare their BMI. What is BMI? It is body mass index, something related to health. Okay, don't worry if you don't understand what is BMI, but this is the simple formula. How do you calculate the BMI? Simply you use BMI means your weight, mass is weight actually, your weight, which is in kg, divided by your height, which is in meter, and height square. This is how you calculate the BMI of any person. If you know the height of that person, if you know the weight of that person, this is how you calculate the BMI. Now, which is quite simple. What you want to do now is you want to store Rahul's weight and Rahul's height in two separate variables. So how many variables will be creating in total? 4 variables. 2 variables for Rahul, 1 for weight, 1 for height. Same for Aman, 1 for weight, 1 for height. 4 variables I want to create. Okay. Now, second thing what I want to do. If I'm having both their weights, both their heights, what I want to do? I want to calculate their BMIs using the formula. What is the formula? This is the formula. Okay. Now, after calculating their BMIs, I want to calculate whose BMI is higher. Okay. So I know that Rahul's BMI is higher. Okay. I know that. That is fine. But I want JavaScript to tell me. Okay. I want JavaScript to tell me that Rahul's BMI is higher. And then finally, I want to print that Rahul's BMI is higher. Okay. And I want to follow the right coding principles. That is extremely important. Just writing the code is not enough, guys. You want to write the code in the best possible way. It should be meaningful. It should be readable. It should follow the best practices. Okay. So in this particular course, not only will be learning how to write JavaScript code together. I'm not teaching you here, guys. We are studying together. That's the right thought process. Okay. So I'm not here to judge you at all. We are studying together. Okay. Now, how do we write this piece of code? It is pretty simple. Okay. So how do we create the variables? Tell me, guys, how do I create these variables? I want to create how many variables? 4. Rahul's and Aman. Okay.
Let Rahul mass.
Const Rahul mass.
Okay. Some of you are saying const Rahul mass. Okay. So this is how I'll start. Okay. It is not difficult. So let us try it. So I'll say const mass Rahul. Okay. So I'll write like this. Okay. Equal to what is the height? Okay, what is the weight of Rahul? It is 78 kg. Okay, I'll write 78. I'll not write kg. This is only for, it is a unit. It is only for understanding. We don't write unit here. Okay, so I'll copy this. And okay, so guys, now notice that deliberately I'm writing some wrong practices so that you should be able to identify it. Don't tell me right now. No, hold on. Don't tell me right now. Hold on. Please don't tell me now. I'll write the code. I'll ask some of you. You raise your hands and then I'll give you a chance to do. Okay. So, okay. Otherwise, it is going to be a big chaos if everybody starts talking together. Okay. So, okay. So this is what we'll do. So Rahul is 78 kg. Aman. Okay. This is Aman actually, right? So that is why I'm getting this error because we cannot duplicate the variables. That is why JavaScript was throwing an error. So Aman, this is mass of Aman, which is 92. Okay, deliberately I'm using some wrong things. So keep a note of it. Okay, when I'll ask you questions, you should be able to tell me what are the issues in this code that I have deliberately introduced. Okay, so weight of Aman, then what do? I'll say, okay, so I want to store what? I want to store the height of Rahul also, right? Rahul is what? How many meters tall? He's 1.69 meters tall. Okay, let me create height of Rahul. Height of Rahul is 1.69. Okay, now what is Aman's height? Okay, let me just copy and I'll paste it here. Nothing wrong. Oh, it should be height. Height of Aman. Now, what is Aman's height? 1.95. Now, okay. So these are the 4 variables that I have created. There are some small issues actually. Okay, not you can say syntax issues. They are not syntax issues. Small silly issues that you want to find it out yourself. This is how we learn together, guys. Okay, so we are done with creating these variables. What I want to do, this particular step is done. Not difficult at all. Now, I want to calculate both their BMIs using the formula. So how do I calculate the BMI? It is very, very simple. How do I do? Okay, so I'll do let BMI of Rahul. I'll do this. Okay, so how do I write? Mass of Rahul divided by height of Rahul. Okay, so how do I write height square? It is very simple. This is something we covered yesterday. How do I do something to the power? Use exponentiation operator. Okay, what does it mean? How do I read this? Height of Rahul square 2. This is how we write in mathematics. Okay, height square. That is how I do. Same thing I'll do for Aman. So for BMI of Aman, I'll write Aman. So what do I write? So here it should be BMI. Okay, so it should be mass of Aman, which is this one, and then height of Aman, which is this one. Okay, now I'm able to calculate the BMI of Rahul and the BMI of Aman. What next thing? I want to basically find out whose BMI is higher. I know that Rahul's BMI is higher. Okay, but how do I tell JavaScript, okay, that it should be able to tell me? Okay, so for that we use something that I have not taught you yet, but there is something which is called as logical operator. What is logical operator here? Greater than, less than. Okay, so how do I calculate? Very simple. Okay, so guys, please stay muted. Okay, so here, how do I do? Very, very simple thing. Okay, I'll write const. Okay, what is the name? I think I've already used the name Rahul higher BMI. Okay, so this is what I do. Now I'll simply do this. BMI of Rahul greater than BMI of Aman. This is what I'll do. Okay, so now it should return what? Anyone quickly tell me what it is going to return? BMI of Rahul greater than BMI of Aman. This is where you can unmute. Tell me, guys. What do you think? Anyone?
True.
BMI.
Boolean value.
No, not
True.
BMI, Boolean value.
Yes.
Exactly. Whenever I use this greater than, less than, it always return what? It returns something which is called as a Boolean value, which is either true or either false. Okay. So it is going to give me true or false. Okay. Now I'm able to get this true or false. What else I want to do? I want to create a Boolean variable this containing information about whether Rahul has a higher BMI than Aman. Okay. So looks like my problem is solved. But is it enough? No, because as of now, am I printing all their values? No, I'm not at all printing. Okay, so what do I do? How do I print something in my console? Simply use console.log. In Java, what do we use? In Java, we have system.out.println. Correct. Right. So see, guys, my job is not to teach you Java actually. But why do I keep on comparing Java and JavaScript? Because some of you are from Java background. It can be confusing if I don't compare it. Okay. Just for comparing, just to make your life easier, I'm comparing Java and JavaScript. But for people who have never seen Java before, ignore the Java part. Okay. Just focus on the JavaScript part. It is only for Java people. Whenever I'm talking about Java, it is for Java people. Now, what I want to do, I want to print out Rahul's BMI, and then I want to print out Aman's BMI. Now, guys, I'm all set to ask you questions. So please stay closer to your unmute button. Okay, so only reply when I'm asking you. Just raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Don't reply. Okay, so BMI of Rahul, BMI of Aman, and then finally I want to print Rahul higher BMI. So my program is done, but it has a couple of issues. Now, your chance. Now, please raise your hands. Raise your hands and tell me how many issues you can find out in this code. Yes. Okay, let us see if it works or not. Now, I want to run only this piece of code, so I'll not select anything. I want to run entire code. So without selecting anything, I'll simply click on the play button. That's it. And I get this output. Okay. Now, who can tell me what are the issues? I see only one hand. Saloni, Madhumita Das. Okay. Okay, let's start with Saloni. She has raised her hands first. Yeah. Yes, Saloni. What do you think are the issues in this code?
First of all, variable name like Mas Rahul is not camel case.
Which camel case? Lower, upper?
Lower, lower.
Okay. See, we are learning together. So it's okay if you are wrong. Okay. So don't worry. We are learning together actually. So yes, you are correct. Mass of Rahul. Is it fine?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
What else?
Aman. Mass of Aman.
Mass of
It
Aman.
should be
Correct. Perfect. What else?
Yeah, same height, Rahul. R should be capital.
Okay, so Rahul and Aman. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Saloni, can you see these three dots? Anyone has any idea what are these three dots? Why? Why am I
Because
getting
Rahul, because in mass, Rahul,
Hmm.
R is, firstly, we have declared R is capital, but here R is
Hmm.
small. So that's why I think.
Exactly. Correct. Okay. I'll make sure that at the end of this course, I'll remove this word from our dictionary, which is I think, because I want you to install confidence in you guys. Whenever you guys are talking, be bold, be confident, be loud, guys. Okay. That is how you will raise your visibility. Very, very important thing. Okay. So in this case, what do you want to do? Mass of Rahul. Okay. JavaScript is case sensitive, guys. Okay. The moment I change this casing, my entire program is broken actually. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change this mass of Rahul. Okay, so to this capital case. Okay, same for height of Rahul. JavaScript is case sensitive. Same for height of Aman. Same for mass of Aman. Okay, now this issue solved. So thank you so much, Soloni. Now Madhumita has raised a hand. So Madhumita, if you can find out any more issues in this code, I'll come to you, Lokesh. Yes, Madhumita.
So first of all, we have used const for Mas Rahul and Mas Aman. In my opinion, we are actually considering Mas, so it can be changed in future also. So we can use let instead of const. That's my
Okay.
first observation. I don't
All
know
right.
if you agree. Yeah, the next
Okay.
observation is.
Tell me.
The next observation is on the line number 29, which is BMI Aman. It's again, we need to make BMI Aman is in capital, I mean lowercasing. We need to
Yes.
use lowercasing here.
Lowercasing. Okay, hold on,
Twen-
Madhumita. What we'll do is let us fix these issues right now. Okay, otherwise we'll forget it. So, guys, is there a shortcut in VS Code? Now, what I want to do, I want to change this BMI Aman here, here, and here. I want to change this BMI Aman at 3 separate places. What is the way to do this? One option is, right, simply anyone who knows how to do this in one shot.
We can use multi-cursor, but I don't know the shortcut for
Control
it.
H, I think.
Exactly. So multi-cursor is the way to do it, guys. Yes, you can use Control F, right? You can search for BMF Aman and you can do it like this. Okay, so here, if you do this, now you can simply click on the second button. You see, everything is changed. That is one way. I'll press Control and Z or Command and Z. Okay, so multi-cursor is the way to go. How do I use multi-cursor? I'll tell you guys. Just select the first occurrence. So as an automation developer, you should know these shortcut, guys. These are pretty important. So how do you get multi-cursor? If you are doing it with me, simply press Control and D. You see how many how many cursors I get? BMF Aman, you see one cursor, second cursor. I still don't get a cursor here. What do? Control D again. You see how many cursors we have? 3 cursors. Now what do? I can now simultaneously type at 3 separate places. Pretty cool thing in VS Code. Okay, so BMI. Now look at this. I'm typing at 3 separate places. I love this option. Brilliant. Okay, so this is about multi-cursor. It is not difficult, guys. Okay, which is quite simple. This is how you do. Okay, so Control and D for multi-cursor. Okay, yeah, Madhumita, you were saying. I hope this is fine.
Yeah, this is good. And also we have declared like Rahul height BMI, this variable as constant. I feel it is a Boolean value, so we need to declare with a Boolean Rahul higher BMI.
Okay, so Madhumita, we are not learning Java. Okay, so we don't have a data type called Boolean. Okay, so yes, Boolean is a data type, but that is not how I generate it. So for creating a variables, I'll use only let or const. I think you were getting confused with this. Okay, so while creating variables, never use any of these data types. These are data types, but we don't use these data types while creating variables. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Okay, so yeah, one more observation, guys. So this
So
BMF
before you go, sorry to interrupt, before you go, but you have declared const for Rahul higher BMI on the
right,
29th line. So is
correct.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So see, while creating a variable, I can use only let or const. I cannot use Boolean. Okay, see, if
Oh,
I try
makes
to use
sense.
Boolean,
Makes
This is not
sense.
allowed. This is valid in Java, not valid in JavaScript. Okay.
Makes
So
sense. Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, guys, so this weight of Rahul is not supposed to change. Yes, even if it might change in the future, maybe if he's a foodie like me, I'm a big foodie. So if he's a foodie like me, yes, his weight might change. But even if his weight gets changed, doesn't matter. You can simply come and change it here. Okay. So this is allowed actually. So from 78, you can change 79. Your program is not going to break. So ideally, you want to use const at all the places. Okay. So weight of Rahul should be a constant. Weight of Aman, constant. Same thing. Okay. So here.
Height is constant.
Even
Yes, height is also
also
constant.
const.
Absolutely. All of these should be constant. These are not going to change actually. Okay. Because these particular things are fixed. Even if these things can change, you can change it here. But this part should be a constant actually. Okay. Now, one last thing. Can you find out an issue in this line? Technically, it is correct. You know that, okay, this is Rahul's BMI. Okay. But still, can you find out an issue in this line? Who wants to find? Tell me. Don't tell me. Just raise your hands. Anyone who wants to try it out. What is the issue in this output? Okay.
I think you can print the individual BMI.
Hold on. Okay, I'll ask people. So, okay, Pratiksha. So, yeah, can you please unmute? Tell me.
Yes,
Pratiksha,
Piyush,
your turn.
we can print as it's mentioned above that Rahul's BMI is higher than
Okay,
Aman's.
correct. That
That
is
is not
fine.
mentioned.
Okay. Okay, so looks like you guys are thinking in a slightly different direction. Okay, let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is, can you find
Can
out
I
whose
try?
BMI is this? Guys, please stay muted. Okay, now the problem in this code is, can you, okay, if you just do it like this. Now, can you tell me, is this Rahul's or what? This is very confusing, right? Just looking at the output, can you find out, is this Rahul's or this is Rahul's? I hope you are able to follow, right? That is the problem in this code. So what do I do? Okay, so this is something we can do in a very, very cool shortcut in VS Code actually. Not just VS Code, it is actually related to JavaScript. All you have to do is just use this curly brace here. Just use this curly brace here. In Java, how do you do? Okay, let me tell you the Java syntax. Okay, so in Java, you do something like this, system.out.println. Okay, then you do like this. Rahul's BMI is, you use this and then you concatenate using the plus operator. You do this BMI of Rahul. Okay. And then you again do multiple concatenation and then you do this. Something like this. Oh, you do here. Instead of Rahul, it should be Aman's. Okay. So this is what you do. Aman's BMI is, it should be BMI of Aman. This is what you do in Java. Okay. While in JavaScript, why do you do this? Just to make it more clear that this is Rahul's and this is Aman's. Okay. That is why you want to do this multiple concatenation. There's an even cool way in JavaScript. All you have to do is just use these curly braces. Let me show you the output. I'll not clear this output so that you can compare. Just click on the play button, guys. And now compare this output. Tell me which one is looking better. Is this looking better or this is looking better? Silly question, but I hope. Tell me, guys. Second one is looking better or the first one? You can now tell me.
Second.
Second one, right? See how many concatenations I am using? No concatenation, nothing. It is so very simple actually. All I have to do is just use these curly braces. Okay. So JavaScript will print the variable name and the value. Variable name and the value. Variable name and the value. Unlike this, it is hard to understand this code. Okay. So it is all about understanding. It is all about making your code more readable, guys. That is a good practice. Okay. So you want to make your code more readable. Okay. So this is about the coding exercise. Any questions in this? We are done with this particular topic and I'm all set to move on to the next topic. Guys, I'll take another 10-15 minutes. Okay. If you are okay with it. Yeah. Any questions in this coding exercise or we can
Yeah,
move on?
Piyush, I have a question, Renuka here. So after decimal, if you want to cut it down to 2 or 3 digits, how do we do that?
There is a method called as toFix in JavaScript. Okay. So
Okay.
yes, dot toFixed. And here you want to pass an index for how many decimal places you want to cut it short. Okay. So this is what you can do. So if you have this BMI of Rahul, okay, then you can simply use dot toFixed. Okay. This is what you can do. So this is something I want you to try it out. Okay. So dot toFixed. This is how you can try. Okay,
Got it.
so it's a small exercise that I wanted to give you, but you asked me here. But still, I want you to try it out. This is how you can do it. Okay, very, very
Sure.
simple thing. Okay,
Sure.
so
And
and
last question. The
yes, please.
purpose of curly braces that you have mentioned here is displaying the variable along with its value, is it?
Actually, it is an indirect way. Actually, it is not really, this curly brace is not for displaying values. Actually, it is JavaScript object. Some of you have worked in JavaScript. So in JavaScript object, what do? We have something called as key value pairs. Okay, key value pairs similar to JSON. It is actually a JSON. I've created this as a JSON. That's why. Okay, so indirectly, because I've converted into a JavaScript object, don't worry about the JavaScript object. We'll talk about JavaScript object, I think, maybe 10 days from now. Okay, we'll talk about this in depth. But for now, just understand this is an object. This is the key. This is the value. This is the key. This is the value. I'm not talking about JavaScript object, but since you asked me this question, that is what I'm telling you.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Any more questions in this, guys? Now, question for people who have never done coding before. Okay, so printing is like key value pairs. Yes, so Shiva Shankara is absolutely correct. Printing is like key value pairs. This is absolutely what we are doing. So now I would like to ask some of you. So who have never done coding before prior to this class? Please tell me, guys, just raise your hands who have never done coding before. I would like to ask some of you. Okay, Pratiksha is saying, okay, she has raised her hand. Okay, unmute Pratiksha. Just tell me one thing. Please unmute. Now tell me, how difficult was this code? Do you think, is it too difficult now, the way we have learned it? Or is it, what do you think?
It's
Getting somewhat
easier.
comfortable? See,
Yes.
getting this comment from somebody who has never done coding before, right? So Pratisha is like, I could see that small smile, small excitement in her voice that this is easy. This is the kind of confidence that I want to develop in all of you. Okay, that coding is easy. Why? Coding is easy. JavaScript is easy, actually, guys. And the more you repeat, the more your brain will start believing it. Okay, so that is something I tell everyone. Never allow anyone to say garbage to you. Why? Your brain is the most precious asset. Okay, never allow anyone to say garbage to you. Okay, why? It is most precious asset. Okay, so we are done with this particular topic and we are all set to move on. Any other guy? Anyone else other than Pratiksha? Or everyone is kind of coding wizard here? So, anyone else?
No, I have never done coding. Renuka here.
Okay, so Renuka, how was it this exercise for you? Was it too hard?
No, today I'm able to understand. Yes.
Today you are able to understand. Okay,
Yes.
you're complimenting me that you are able to understand.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Any more person? Okay, so now looks like all of you have are getting this courage. Now Husna has raised a hand. Bhanu has raised a hand. Okay, yeah, Bhanu. So okay, I'll come to you, Husna. Yes, Bhanu, please tell me.
Yeah, it was pretty good so far. It was easy because it
Uh-huh.
seems it's
I'm
basic.
like I'm
Com-
liking this word actually. It is easy, right? Okay. So guys, how about if we have this kind of fun actually? You want me to teach you like a boring classroom style wherein you want to sleep actually? No, right? So this is how we'll try to, enjoy this course. Why? Anyways, if we are going to have basically, anyways, if we are going to study, why not make it with fun? Okay, that's the core thing actually. Somehow I'm a little crazy actually. Okay, you will not see this kind of trainer, enjoying, making fun, teaching you other things, real life skills also. I'll not just be teaching you JavaScript, TypeScript. I'll be teaching you so many hacks, money hacks, fitness hacks. I'm crazy actually about all these things. Okay, so yeah, Husna, coming to you. How's it for you?
It's pretty understandable. Actually, you're explaining it very clearly in a simple language. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's pretty understandable.
You know why I'm teaching like this? Because I wish somebody taught me the way when I was learning.
Yeah, I wish they would have taught us in degree or bachelor's. Because we would have
Exactly.
been
Okay.
experts in Java and all.
Right, right. See, that is the kind of confidence I want to develop in all of you. That coding is easy because coding is easy. Okay. So yeah, Saloni has raised her hand. You want to say something, Saloni?
Yeah, actually, I had a coding fear, but
Okay.
today I realized that coding is also simple.
Coding can be simple, right? So I like
Yeah,
this word. You mentioned this word had. I'm so glad you mentioned this word had and not have. Very small difference. Okay, okay.
yeah.
So I'm glad. Okay, right. So that is a core theme, guys, right? So we'll be studying together, right? And this course is not just about learning JavaScript and Playwright. It is about developing the confidence, developing the right thought process. Why? Some of you might have heard this. 90% is your mindset, guys. Okay, so if your mindset is pure, if your mindset is solid, right, you can get good opportunities. Okay, so some of you, okay, I'll give a real example. Okay, when I got laid off, actually, yes, I got laid off couple of times in my 19 years of career. If I'll tell you how many times I got laid off, probably 3 or 4 or probably even more actually. Why? So initially when I got laid off in my first company, I can't believe it still. I got laid off in my very first company for some very silly reason. I cannot even tell you. Okay, so that time it was very horrible experience for me. Okay, but when I got laid off the most recently, okay, I mean, not the first time. I mean, the fifth time when I got laid off, that time my mindset was super solid. I just understood that whatever has happened for a reason. Okay, back then my mindset was not good enough actually. Okay, so for me, when I was barely making 3 lakhs, how much I was making? I started with 8,000 rupees of salary, Indian rupees. Okay, and I was like damn pissed with myself. And I was like, even that, you know, security guard is making more than me. I'm a really 19 I was really ashamed of myself. I was really ashamed of telling people my salary back in 2006 when I got graduated from Punjab. Okay, so I was barely making 8,000 rupees, very hard. Okay, so I don't know why am I sharing this with you, but this will give you a lot of hope actually. So if I can improve, if I can develop this kind of confidence, this good public speaking skills, this good communications speaking skills, this is something you can also do. Why? It is not difficult. Okay, it's just about making a decision, guys. Okay, so let us move on. Okay, so we were having some fun, so I hope it is okay if I'll take another 5 or 10 more minutes. So if some of you are getting late, feel free to drop off. You will get this recording for sure. Okay, so don't worry about this, guys. Right, so let us move on. Now,
Piyush, one thing like
yes,
in
Venkat.
the 29th line, so
When-
we are checking who is the higher, right? We are directly saying that Rahul's is the higher. So
Exactly. I was waiting for this. So as of now, we have not learned how to use decision making. So in JavaScript or Java or any programming language, we use decision making tell me, Venkata, through something called as if and else. Okay, so this is something what we'll see and we'll dive a lot deeper. For now, yes, this is a small problem, but as of now, since we have not learned it, I'm not gonna use it. But for now, I think we have learned pretty good things through this program actually. Yes, this program looks very simple, very silly also at times, but we actually learned good number of things. We learned about what? We learned about when to use const, when to use let. We learned about what? We learned about the good variable conventions. Okay, then also we learned, oh yes, one thing I forgot to tell you. Oh, very silly of me. So here in this case, should this part happen first or should this part happen first? What do you guys think? Anyone? Height of Rahul is being squared first or weight of Rahul is being divided by height of Rahul first and then whatever is the output, then it is squared. What do you guys think?
Height is
Weight
squared
divided by
first.
height first.
Height
High
square.
square.
Yes, height square. Okay. Oh, so Sumit is also saying never done coding before. Oh, thank you so much, Sumit, for sharing. Right. So as you are mentioning, height is going to be squared first. Okay. Why? Because you all know that this operator, which is the exponentiation operator, has a higher priority than the division operator. Okay. This is something we all know because in India, we use something called as BODMAS. Some of you might have heard, okay, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. In US, some of you are from US, you must have heard about PEMDAS, which is same actually as BODMAS. So P is parenthesis. In India, we call brackets. In US, you guys call it parenthesis. I don't know what is E, maybe exponent. And then it is multiplication, division, which is kind of same. Then addition, subtraction. Okay, so it is all about operator priority or operator precedence. Now, to make it more clearer, more simple, is there something I can do? Yes, I know that this is going to happen first, but can I be more explicit, more specific? Anyone?
Great. Brackets.
Exactly. So brackets is going to make my code more readable, more clear actually. Now, anyone who looks into this code, okay, anyone, they can easily understand this is how. This is exactly what is going to happen first. So this expression is going to be evaluated first. Whatever is the output, then it is going to be divided by mass of Rahul. Same thing for height of Aman. Okay, this is being more explicit. It is a good practice to use brackets. Why? Yes, you can still do without the brackets also, but brackets is making your intention more clear. I hope that is making sense. Okay, so this is about the program. Anyone has any questions? Susana, you have a question? You have raised your hands?
No, sorry for that. I
Oh,
didn't
no
know
worries.
it.
No, that's totally fine. Okay, no sorries here, guys. So we are all having fun and learning together. Okay, now next topic, which is Boolean values. So Boolean is something we have just seen. So I'll close this particular file. Let me change it to, yes, please.
Yeah, 1 second. Go to second.
Okay,
Yes.
2.js.
Yeah,
All right.
just
Tell
why
me.
can't we use let everywhere?
You can use let, nothing is wrong, but as per the good practice, am I going to change this value? That's a simple question you should ask yourself before deciding, should I use let, should I use const? If you want to change this value later on, you should use let, as simple as that. But if you think you are not planning to change this particular value, then why do you want to use let? Make it const from the beginning so that accidentally, if somebody wants to change this value, now if I try to change this value like this, mass of Rahul, say 79. Unfortunately, JavaScript is not going to throw any error. But at the runtime, if I do this, now if you see assignment to constant variable, I am getting this error. Okay, so I don't see any reason I want to change this value. Okay, if I want to really change the value of, weight of Rahul, I'll change it here itself. But that should not impact my code. Is it making sense? Okay.
See, the values are fixed here. If the values are dynamic, then how do we do?
If that is the case, that is up to you. If you really want to change the values, make it let. Okay, but in this particular program, my intention was not to change these values. My intention was just to make you understand how this program works. So as per my intention, yeah, it all depends upon your intention. If your intention is you want to change these values later on somehow, then you should use let. But if you're not planning to change, blindly go with const. As simple as that. So const should be your first preferred choice. Is it fine, Raviteja?
Yeah, got it.
All right. Okay. So, guys, I'll take another 10 more minutes and then we can wrap up. Okay. So, we'll start with Booleans. Now, what are Booleans? So, firstly, let me change this name from 2.js to coding something so that it is easier. And guys, what I'll do is I'll even share these files with you so that it is kind of a reference for you. Okay. So, I'll also be sharing notes with you. I'll be sharing assignments with you. I'll be sharing this entire JavaScript file with you. Okay. So, let me continue. So what do I do? Okay, let me create a new file, say 3.js. Again, why am I doing all this? Just because I want to organize my code better. Now, I'll close everything else. Now, in 3.js, we'll talk about Booleans. So what are Booleans? As we just discussed previously, Booleans are simply true or false values. That's it. Okay, let me write this for you. So this is Booleans. Okay, simply true or false values. Now, if I want to create a Boolean value, right? So there's a special naming convention that we use. Of course, we use lower camel case. Yes. Okay. So how do we create variable names? Let me show you. So let is logged in equal to true. This is how I create a Boolean value. Now, notice the variable name. This might tell you something. It looks like I'm asking a question. Whenever I'm using the word is in English, is basically means I'm asking a question. There's another word which is has. Both of them means I'm asking a question. So in the case of Boolean, since it can only be answered in true or false, it is a good idea to use is. Yeah, see, it's not like you have to use is or has, but it is a good idea. Why? It is making your intention more clear that I'm trying to ask a question and it should give me either true or false. If somebody is logged in, true or false. Okay, so that is about. Okay, so this is how you create Boolean values. Another example, can you do this? Let game over. Yes, you can do this also. Nothing is stopping you. No problem with this also. But I feel this is slightly better. This one. Instead of using just the game over name, you can use is game over. Why? It looks like now I'm asking a question. When I'm asking a question, I'll get either true or false, yes or no. Okay, so this is how we create Booleans. Okay, another silly example, const is water wet? Yeah, water is wet actually. Very silly question actually. So the output is always true. Okay, but can I do this? Water wet? Yeah, that is fine. But I think instead of doing this water wet, this is even better. Why? Anyone, even a non-technical person can understand. right? That I'm trying to ask a question. It has to be answered in either true or false. That is about booleans. Okay, so they are simply true or false values, yes or no. Now, the last topic for today, which is variables can change types. Now, what do I mean by this? In Java, how do we create variables? Okay, why am I telling you about Java? Because this is something that is how you will be able to understand this particular topic in JavaScript. Okay, now what do I mean? So, variables can change types. It means what? In Java, this is how I create int, say, int number equal to 10. Any Java person can tell me, can I do this? Number equal to Piyush. Is this allowed in Java? Tell me, guys.
No.
No.
No, right? Why? Here, this
String.
number is logged with numeric data type. Correct. It is an integer number. I cannot store a number. So it means in Java, I cannot change the type of variable. But unfortunately in JavaScript, I can do this. What do I mean? If I do this, let num equal to 10. It means I'm creating a variable which is called as num. I'm storing this value 10 inside the num, which is fine. Okay, same as Java. Now, can I do this? Num equal to Piyush. Unfortunately, it is allowed. Can I do this? Num equal to true. Now, what am I doing? Initially, it was 10. 10 means what? It was storing a number data type. Now, what am I doing? I'm storing a string. String is what? Group of characters. What am I doing? I'm storing a string data type, a different data type now. Inside this num. What else? What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to store a Boolean value, which is 3 different types of data I'm trying to store in the same variable. Unfortunately, it is allowed in JavaScript. While in Java, like some of you just told me, it is not allowed. In JavaScript, this is absolutely valid. But this is not something that we'll actually do. And this particular topic is also called as dynamic typing in JavaScript. Unfortunately, it is allowed, but that is not what we will do. Okay, so in order to do this, if I still want to store these 3 values, I'd rather store them in 3 separate variables. Okay, so this is about variables can change types. I think it is not difficult concept. Okay, you should be able to understand. Okay, so that is why we will use something called as TypeScript. Quickly, I'll show you. So how do I create TypeScript file? I'll do say sample.ts. So every TypeScript file will have this extension .ts. Now, I'll show you the same behavior. If I'll try to do this, so let me create a variable called num1. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm telling TypeScript that I'm storing a value of 10. Now, just bring the mouse on num1. It has clearly understood that, okay, num1 is a number. Can I change this value now to something else? Can I do this? No, nops, not allowed. JavaScript is saying, hey, what are you trying? Sorry, TypeScript is saying, hey, not allowed. Okay, just bring the mouse. See, type string is not assignable to type number. It means this string cannot be assigned to this variable. Why? It is strictly typed, TypeScript. That is the benefit. That is the reason why a lot of companies are saying, hey, I want you to learn TypeScript first. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever, in order to learn TypeScript, you want to start with JavaScript because TypeScript is all JavaScript with some additional features. So in order to really learn TypeScript, you want to master JavaScript first. Okay, that is the beauty of TypeScript. So this is what? This is the expected error. In JavaScript, it does not throw any error. While in TypeScript, it throws an error. So if I try to do this, num1 equal to true, again, this is not allowed. See, type boolean is not assignable to type number. So what is the benefit of using TypeScript? I am getting an error right now. I don't even have to run the code. Okay, that is the beauty of TypeScript. Okay, so with this, I want to shut up now. And now it is all up to you to ask me questions if at all you may have. Okay, so class is over today, guys. So tomorrow we'll start with strings and we'll dive a lot deeper into strings. Yes, Pratisha, you have a question. Please go ahead.
Yes, Piyush, I was curious what will be the output if you run that 3 lines in JavaScript code, the
Okay,
one that
now
I've,
you mean
that
this
are
one?
not throwing any. Yes,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
13, 14, and 15 line.
Okay. So yeah, that's a pretty good question. So now this is what I'll do. So I'll select all these lines, simply click on the play button and see I'm getting the last value that I was entering, which is this one. So JavaScript has ignored this and ignored this. Why? It has updated this num to true. Is it fine, Pratiksha?
Okay. Yes, got it. Thank you.
No worries. Any more questions? Oh, looks like some people have raised their hands.
Yeah, but why it is considered only 15th line? Why not 13 and 14?
Because JavaScript starts executing from top to bottom. So when JavaScript starts executing like this, now in memory, num is having the value of 10. Now, what is happening here? Right? See, this, okay, let me share with you something. This part is called as declaration, and this part is called as assignment. Okay, so in this line, both declaration and assignment are happening together. So what is the meaning of declaration? Declaration simply means reserving some space in the memory for storing a value which is 10. Now, how do you refer to this memory location? Using this variable name. So variable name is basically a container. Okay, so it is basically a means to recognize, to find out this memory location. Now, second, when I execute this line, JavaScript will see, okay, I already have this num variable which has this value of 10. Now, the programmer wants to change this value from 10 to Piyush, and this is called as assignment. Assignment means whatever is there on the right hand side, it is going to be taken and assigned to something on the left hand side. So JavaScript will remove this value 10 and update num to Piyush. Okay, so JavaScript will start executing from top to bottom. So this part is done. Now JavaScript will execute this line. What happens? Now JavaScript will see, okay, I see this num variable in the memory. It has the current value of Piyush. What am I doing now? I'm storing this new value called true. So whatever is there on the right hand side, it is fetched and store it in the num. So now this Piyush is kind of updated to true. That is why I'm getting this value as true. I hope this is clear, Abhiteja.
Yeah, is this concept is available in the Java replacement?
Okay, replacement is allowed as long as you are respecting the data type. Now, okay, let me tell you. So if you do this, int number equal to 10, can you do this number equal to 20? This is allowed in Java,
Yes.
but this is
Yeah,
not allowed. Okay,
I have
because
a
you're trying
question.
to change the data type. Yes, please. Who has a question? Please tell me.
Yeah, Vijay here. Who is the winner in the market, like Python or JavaScript or TypeScript,
Oh,
or do I need to learn
okay.
both?
Okay, I just saw Vijay's message. Who is winner? Python, Java, TypeScript, and most use case. See, it depends on you. Some people say Python is pretty solid. Yes, it is used a lot in machine learning, but they also say Python is slightly slower, and I agree to
Yes.
that. Okay, so
Even
now it
Python is slow in the AI market also.
yes. Okay, so see, because Python's nature is inherently that the way it is designed, that it is slightly slower in nature. Okay, but Java and JavaScript are super fast. Now it totally depends. So see, this is a question that you're kind of asking. It totally depends upon your bias, actually. So if you're asking a Python programmer which is better, of course he'll say Python is better. Okay, or if you'll
Okay.
ask me, yeah, I'm being very open and honest. I'm being brutally honest here. If you'll ask me, especially when I love JavaScript and TypeScript, because I'm biased, I'll say JavaScript and TypeScript is better. Okay, so it totally depends. There's no right or wrong answer, right? You may like Mercedes, I may like BMW. Does that mean you are wrong or am I right? No, it is just about your personal choice. Yeah,
And
so there's no right or
if I
wrong.
need to work on AI related projects or data engineering related projects,
Okay,
wherein the UI is not at all in the picture, right? So do I
okay.
need to go with Python then?
It depends actually. I would suggest if you are starting, if you're new in coding, I would suggest master one programming language first. Rather than becoming jack of all, better option is master one programming language first. If you're able to master it, then move on to the second language. But keep on revising the first language. Why? Because if you'll move on to the second language, but if you forget to revise, keep on revising the first language, you'll start forgetting. Why? We are humans.
Okay.
We keep on forgetting things. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is important actually. So trust me, guys, I'll tell you, I still revise JavaScript. Yes, I still revise Playwright. I still revise TypeScript, even till today. Even today in the afternoon, I was actually revising JavaScript. Yes, me too. Okay. That is why I'm super confident with JavaScript. because every single day I make sure that I have to do something to improve my programming skill set. Okay, because I believe in continuous improvement. I believe in the power of atomic habits. Okay, so some of you have not read this particular book. It is a brilliant book. You must read it. Okay, so if your mindset is right, you can achieve anything, guys. But problem is people will spend 15 minutes to read to watch Instagram silly reels, but they will not spend 5 minutes to read something which can actually improve themselves. So I'm big time on reading actually. I was not a reader, but I realized if I really want to succeed, I have to be a reader. Yeah. Anything else?
If
One
I had to
general
use
question.
this,
Hold on, guys. Hold on. One by one. One by one. Better option is okay. You please raise your hands. Okay. So okay, Pratiksha, you have a question. I see you have raised your hands.
Yes, sorry, last question. As you
Yes.
mentioned for Java that you can change the value but not the data type. Similarly, is the behavior same for TypeScript as well?
Yes, same thing. So this is allowed in TypeScript also, as long as you are respecting the type. Okay, let me show you. See, can I do this? So this, yeah, this is not allowed. Why you know? This is not allowed. Why you know? But
Yes.
is this allowed? Num1 equal to 20. Yeah, this is allowed. See, as long as I'm respecting the same type, that is allowed in TypeScript.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, Madhumita, yes, please.
Yeah. So how can I change the workspace in VS Code?
Firstly, there is no concept of workspace in VS Code, okay? Unlike Eclipse. This is not Eclipse. So in VS Code, it is even more simpler. All you have to do is, right, you can create multiple workspaces or multiple folders. Like if you see here, see, I've opened so many different folders here. What you need to do, just click on File, click on New Window. Okay, so a new window is open. You can consider this new window like a new workspace. So now here you can have a JavaScript project. In this new folder, you can have a TypeScript project. Totally up to you. I hope that answers your question, Madhumita.
Okay, yeah, I don't see the things, but yeah, you said file and new file, and that will
Yes.
open the
Yeah.
new. Okay,
Correct.
thank
Just
you.
go to File, New Window, and a new window would be opened. That's it.
New window. Okay, thank you.
Right. And if you still have doubts, feel free to ask me either on the WhatsApp group. You can ping me in person. Trust me, guys, I'll always reply you. I may or may not reply immediately because I'm very busy during the day, but I'll make sure that I'll reply you for sure. Okay. Now, Naresh has a question.
Yeah. When AI is integrated with Playwright, like Copilot. So I've seen recent one video regarding MCP. So everything is
Oh.
done by the MCP. Then what is the use of all these things?
See, what I understand is like that is fine. See, AI is there, but can you really? Okay, see, now if you go to ChatGPT and if you basically post your requirement document there, and if you simply give this prompt, hey ChatGPT, this is my requirement document. I want you to generate all the test cases. Is ChatGPT going to give you all the test cases? What do you think, Naresh? I think yes, right?
Yeah.
Then what is the need of testers? Should they fire all of us? What do you think? I think you are getting your answer now. Okay. So see, AI is powerful. Yes, I understand that. But AI cannot do critical thinking. Okay. AI does not have a brain. In order to effectively use AI, somebody has to be there. So yes, some people say AI is going to take their job. The answer is yes and no. Okay. So if you are still believing in that same 2020 mindset that yes, everything I'll be doing myself, that is not the right mindset actually. Okay, you want to effectively leverage AI to the best of your ability so that you can maximize your potential. Okay, so if you learn to AI smartly, nobody can take your job actually. It is all about value game. Okay, so the more value you give to the marketplace, the more money you can make. As simple as that. If you want to find out, if you want to somehow want to make good money in these tough times, I just tell the same thing to people. Don't just rely on one job actually. Yes, I'm an IT professional. I don't believe in this. Okay. I'll tell you very honestly. I've always done moonlighting. People say you are doing something ethically wrong. I don't care. Why? I want to make a lot of money. Why? I'm not ashamed to say that I want to make a lot of money. Why? I believe I'm adding value to people. I deserve to make a lot of money. Somehow you feel that you want to make money, but you are ashamed to admit it. That is why you're not making money actually. And when I'm saying you means everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a right thought process actually. Sorry, I'm a little crazy about these concepts, and I feel I can definitely help some of you.
We should think about ourselves now because companies are not doing a ethical way right nowadays.
Absolutely. When the company when the company wants to make money, when the company wants to, let's say
Make
TCS,
profits.
yeah, they want to make profits. Do they take your permission, Naresh? Do they take my permission if they want to launch a new company? No. Why should I take their permission? Right? So
Yes.
when I was working in the company, I always, every day, I'm still giving trainings at 9 o'clock, right? I don't care a damn whether the company understands that I give this training or not. I say, go to hell. I will still do it. Why? It is my timing. As long as I'm giving justice to my job, I'm doing my 100% there. You should not bother me with this. Sorry, I'm being brutally honest here. Okay. So sorry for using these words, but guys, this is what I want to tell you. You want to be bold, you want to be loud, you want to be confident. In today's times, only those people will grow who are not shy. If you are shy, if you think you are going to shy, unfortunately, people will crush you badly. Unfortunately, right? You don't want this to happen to you. Okay. So some people are putting in chat. Okay, thanks. You have to go. Yes, guys, you can go. Okay, so Vijay Singh, can I use JavaScript for visualization of data instead of all Python? With heavy data can be use of visualization. I have not done this visualization activity, Vijay, so I may not be able to answer it. Okay, so Vijay saying AI bubble will burst. It just aggregate data, vomit data, generate data, good business. AI car, AI cycle. It is like, I was hearing that joke the other day. So if I want to make my CV, right, I'm asking AI to make it. And now when I'm forwarding it to the recruiter, he's also taking the help of AI. He's actually filtering my CV because of an AI. So everything is done by AI. So this is funny actually. Okay. So Sumit is saying absolutely correct in today's times. Be bold. Absolutely. This is the one thing I want to basically install in your heads, guys. You want to be bold. Okay. And actually, you all need mentorship. Okay. Because somehow we don't know what we are doing actually, but with right mindset, with right guidance, right thought process, you guys can channelize your thoughts in the right direction. Okay, you don't want to waste your time, guys. Your focus should be very, very clear. I want to make at least 40 LPA. Does not matter. People will say times are tough. I don't believe in all this. Why? It could be difficult times for those people who believe in that nonsense. I don't believe in it. Why? I believe in abundance. I believe in a law of attraction. I believe in, if I'm putting a lot of value to the marketplace, universe is giving me tons and tons of money. People call me greedy. I don't care. As long as I'm adding value to people. So Ravi Tej is asking a question. Yes, please.
No, you carry on that. I have some questions I'll ask at the end.
No worries. So guys, this is my favorite topic actually. I can continue for hours and hours and hours, and people love it somehow. I don't know why. Okay, if you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask me. Oh, so I see Mohammed Qasim also. Hi, Qasim. So I see some more people. Nagade. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Any questions, guys? Otherwise, we'll keep on talking like this. Guys, it is late. You want to maybe take dinner, you want to spend time with the family, enjoy, or if you just want to stay in this meeting only.
Yeah, I'll ask some questions.
Yeah, please go ahead.
There is you are using play button to run this command.
Yes.
The Windows always we are having shell script command and Windows.
Okay.
So how to enable only Windows?
Okay, so that is pretty simple actually. So that is, okay, let me close this TypeScript file. Its job is done. Now, why am I using this play button? It is because I want to basically, I just want to make my job little faster, right? Otherwise in terminal, can I do the same thing in terminal? The answer is yes. What do? I'll simply press Control and backtick key. Terminal is opened. I'll clear the terminal, Control L. Now, how do I run this JavaScript file? Simply I'll run node. Okay, if Node.js is installed, I can run this command node space file name. What is my file name? If I want to run, say, to coding.js. So what do? I'll pass the folder name first, JavaScript /to coding.js. Now, if you see, it is taking me how many seconds? It has taken me at least 5 to 10 seconds to type this entire thing. Not the right way, according to me. Yes, I can still do it. See, I'm still getting the output. Okay, nothing wrong with it, but it is kind of a hassle. Open the terminal, type this command, this lengthy commands. I don't want to do all this. Even better, I always think, how do I make my job faster? That is what. Why when I was teaching you those shortcuts, those control the, right? Why? So that we can do it faster. As simple as that. Does it answer your question?
Just understanding purpose, I'm asking.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing is wrong. No question is silly. You can feel free to ask me. Okay, so
Yeah,
Soumya has raised
please.
two hands. Yes, yeah, Raviteja, you still have questions?
Yeah, here ZSH, it's a shell, I think. Not
ZSH.
right-hand side.
Okay, see, okay, ZS is shell actually. So yeah, it depends. Okay, so what happens is VS Code comes with its own integrated terminal, right? Do I have to run my code in the VS Code itself? No, I can move outside the VS Code, and this is my proper terminal. Okay, in your Windows machine, if you have Windows, you can do the same thing in your command prompt. Simply press Windows and L key, Windows and R, type CMD, hit enter. You will see the command prompt, and you can type the same command over there also. But I think it is kind of a hassle. Anyways, when VS Code is giving me its own integrated terminal, I don't want to go outside. I want to do everything right within the VS Code. That is the beauty of this integrated terminal. And this is called as integrated terminal, right within the VS Code.
Yeah, so my question is why how can I use always the command prompt here?
Okay,
instead
so
of shell.
I don't have, I've not worked on Windows for a pretty long time. I'm not sure basically how do you use command prompt, but I feel you can still click on this. It will give an option to select the command prompt. I think in Windows you get PowerShell option. It can, if you just click on this, it will give an option to select PowerShell and command prompt. I think that's
I
the
think
case.
it's on that plus. If you click on that plus, I
Ye-
think there it's the.
Yeah, here in yeah, in Mac it is there, but in Windows I'm not sure exactly. I have not worked on
In
Windows.
Windows only you get command prompt from that plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. But what is
Okay.
the, do we have any shortcut for it?
I don't remember the
Only
shortcut for this.
command.
You can
Okay.
simply just click on this drop down, simply select whatever you want to select.
Okay.
Yes.
Just what is the node that we have written here? Node.
Okay, node.
If we
See,
want to explain
yeah.
node
Okay.
to
So
interviewer.
in simple terms, if you want to run JavaScript code, okay, how do you run JavaScript code? You have to run this command node space file name. So this node is mandatory. Okay, node means I am instructing Node.js to run this particular file. That is how you read this line. I'm telling Node.js to run this file. That's it.
So node space file name doesn't work. So explicitly we need to give the JavaScript also.
Oh, yes, absolutely. If I remove JavaScript from here, okay, then what should happen? Okay, let me show you. I'll use the up arrow key so that I don't have to type the same command again. Now, if I do this.
Just remove that JavaScript slash.
Yeah, that is what I'm doing. See, now it will throw an error. See, cannot find this. JavaScript is saying, hey, I don't know what is this. Okay, so that is what has happened. Okay, so I'm currently here at this location, but if I want to come here, I want to basically come to this folder first, then only I can run this. Okay, so the beauty of this play button is it doesn't care actually. All I have to do is just click on the play button and that's it. Make sense?
Yeah,
but while running, if you have these execution files in the test folder, so npx play space playwright space test will execute all the files in the test, right? So
Exactly. So npx, why I'm using npx? Because npx is basically for searching all the files inside the node modules folder. So if in case if the playwright was installed globally, let's assume you installed playwright globally using the -g. Okay, I didn't teach you, but something can be installed globally by using this flag -g. It means install this not locally inside this particular folder, but install it globally. If that is what you have done, then you don't need npx. You can simply use playwright space test. But if you have not installed Playwright globally, if you have just installed it locally inside the node modules, you have to use npx. So npx is for what? Search for local files, local libraries, local dependencies inside the node modules. That is the meaning of npx. Okay, so I see. Okay. Is it Raviteja? Who is?
Yeah, hyphen G. If I declare hyphen G, how do I do that in the all the folders? Do I need to have that globally
No, no,
declared?
no. No. It simply means if you simply do npm install, okay, suppose TypeScript. If you want to install TypeScript, if you run it, if you run this particular command, what should happen? TypeScript is going to be installed locally on inside this folder. But that is not what I want. I want TypeScript to be available globally for all the folders, everything inside my computer. So what do? I'll simply tell this npm install -g. -g means install it globally so that I can use TypeScript not only inside Playwright Oct folder, it should be able to run outside this folder as well.
Correct.
Yeah, that is what it means. Okay, so, okay, yes, Soumya, feel free to ask me questions.
I have only one question. What did you said in the first session where you said you have to install CodeRunner? Something you said, but I can't find that in the document. What is that you have to do? Extension.
Yeah. No worries. It is very simple. So if you can follow my mouse, you see this extensions button is there, right?
Yeah, that I did, and I installed Playwright test for that. One more thing you asked me to, you asked to
that's the
install
one.
CodeRunner. Yeah, okay, that's the
Yeah,
thing you have to install.
that is the
But I
one.
don't get that. I think I will have to install once again, and I have to check. Yeah, that's fine.
No. Okay, see, you can search for any available extension in the marketplace. So this marketplace is like your Google store. It contains all the thousands and lakhs of extensions. Whatever extension you search here, it is going to show up here. For sure, it should be available. In your case, it should be install. Click on the install button, and the moment you hit install, you will be able to see this play button. Very handy option. Okay. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah,
Okay,
last
so
question from me, Piyush.
yeah, Naresh,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
actually, while installing, I think around 15 days ago, I installed JavaScript, Playwright. While installing, I opted JavaScript. So right now I have playwright.config.js. Is there any way to migrate it to test scripts?
Very simple. Just change, rename your JS to TS. That's it. Very simple.
This
Okay.
one.
Yeah. Correct. Just change .js to .ts. As of now, you don't have any other TypeScript file, right? So it doesn't make any difference at the moment. Just change .js to .ts. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll actually see this in depth. I'll keep on teaching you TypeScript also parallelly so that now some of you are getting this confidence that, oh, TypeScript is very simple actually. Somehow I was thinking TypeScript could be something way out of the box, whether I'll be able to follow or not. No, it is very, very simple actually. The only thing is learn JavaScript first, master JavaScript, then move on to TypeScript.
High level differences between JavaScript and TypeScript?
The high level difference is, firstly, JavaScript is, if you use JavaScript, there's a lot of chance, right? Your program is going to throw some errors. Okay. Suppose, let me show you something. Okay. So if you see this, I'm using this let num equal to 10, but accidentally, if I want to print out num, what if I print num1 by mistake? See, JavaScript is not throwing any error. But the same thing, if I do this with TypeScript, immediately it is going to flag an error. So, okay, let me remove these errors. What if I do this console.log? What if I type num2? See, immediately it is flagging this error. Can you see? Cannot find name num2. Did you mean num? Okay, this is the biggest difference. Second thing, whenever I run TypeScript, so TypeScript is eventually compiled to JavaScript only. So TypeScript is actually a wrapper around JavaScript. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and we'll see this in depth actually. So once we'll cover JavaScript, we'll move on to TypeScript, right? And then we'll actually do everything in TypeScript only in Playwright. So I'm going to teach you basically JavaScript and TypeScript parallelly because that is the need of the hour. Okay.
In simple definition, what we say that wrapper.
Yes, Soumya, you can drop off. So, okay, what was your question? I think it's Naresh, right? Raviteja. Yes. Yeah. So what's the question?
Yeah, Piyush, and I was asking if we just defined in simple term, in layman term, if it is a wrapper.
Wrapper. Okay, so a wrapper, okay, how do I explain it? Okay, it is very, very simple thing. So what happens? If you use JavaScript, the issue is, I just showed you, these are the couple of issues that you might face. Okay, accidentally, you might use a variable that is not present. Why? Human typo, right? Whenever you're typing a message on WhatsApp, is it like everything is all, you're, you are not making any grammatical mistakes, no spelling mistake? No, right? You can make spelling mistakes, right? We are human, right? It is a small typos definitely possible. So JavaScript doesn't tell you that. Okay, while TypeScript tells you immediately. Now, coming to the wrapper part, what happens here? So, what is TypeScript basically? So, TypeScript is JavaScript plus additional features. That is what TypeScript is really. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So, every valid JavaScript code is valid TypeScript code also. See, this is very valid JavaScript code. This is valid TypeScript code also. But in TypeScript, I can use an additional feature called number. Now, what am I telling? I'm telling TypeScript that, hey, this num1 has to be a number, but it is not mandatory in TypeScript. Why? Because even if I'm giving this value 10, TypeScript knows that num1 has to be a number. I cannot change this num1 to something else like true. See, it is not allowed. Okay, but if I want, I can be more explicit by telling that it has to be a number. So TypeScript is this. TypeScript is JavaScript plus additional types. That is what I mean by wrapper. So if you have learned complete JavaScript, then 90% TypeScript you have actually learned. Small things are there that we can easily learn. And if you're still not clear, don't worry. We'll see TypeScript in depth. Any more questions, guys? Okay, so looks like there are no more questions. So what I would suggest is like, okay, I forgot to tell you. Okay, so whosoever wants to join this particular course, right, please share your name and your phone numbers so that the HR team from Isha should be able to contact you. So please drop your number, name as well as numbers if you have not enrolled in the class. Okay, so that is something I wanted to tell you in the beginning, somehow forgot, but now I'm telling you. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so I think we are good for today. Hopefully we are able to learn some good number of concepts. Okay, so I'll be keeping on sharing these assignments with you. So once you guys are enrolled, we'll be placing you in a different WhatsApp group. I'll be sharing all the notes, all the assignments, all these documents, and all your bonus assignments, what I have actually prepared for you. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any questions regarding the course, anything, feel free to drop me a WhatsApp, right? So I've shared my number also. All right, so that's it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So please try to join at least 2 or 3 minutes early. Okay, so with this, we'll end the class and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Piyush.
All right.